Okay, welcome to part 9. This will be, what do we got here? Skurky's Law and Operation Sledgehammer. Pretty easy ones. So obviously just go straight out of the courthouse and to the right down the hall. Come outside and then just come in here immediately. Don't run in there, otherwise you'll be spotted. Make sure you subdue people. Well, there's only one person to subdue in this mission anyway, but I recently just found out that garroting people does seriously affect your silent assassin and or shadow rating, so yeah, I'll be sticking to subduing people for the main part, or where possible at least. So just wait for the two guards just there. Obviously take the disguise from the guard you incapacitated before and put him in the box. Follow those two guards down quickly and hug the right wall, and when you get there, jump up on the ledge to the left of the window and in you go. If you can, as you saw, I pick up the baton where I pacified the enemy before. Just throw that. If you don't have an item, there's plenty in the office anyway. Just wait for the judge to come in and subdue him. Okay, so take his disguise, drag him in the closet that you were hiding in before, and once you've done that, you want to go back over to where you pacified him and pick up the key card and the gavel so that you can get past this easily. Obviously just walk straight out the door you came out of initially, equip the gavel, doesn't really matter if you do it out there, and just wait for the tinfoil hat man to come back into the room and stand there. The input will come up and you'll be able to dismiss the case and move on to the next part. Yeah, this is a really short mission, pretty easy. You don't really get spotted
Case dismissed.
easily, and really only took me 2 tries on the last 2 parts. This one was first try, fortunately. Just because I am a score whore, I am going to run over to the left here, outside the hall, and pick up the evidence using the key card that you picked up. Obviously there's no harm in doing so. I think I picked the wrong one initially. It's in here next to there. Okay, so pick up the evidence, and you could run here. Essentially you're not going to get spotted. The judge will not get spotted at any point, no matter what you do, unless obviously you start shooting people. So yes, so walking out here, you just walk. If you didn't want to get the evidence, you could simply just walk around this side of the judge's chair and exit the level. No problem here. Don't be too worried about the door being open, anyone seeing you pick the lock. I don't think, from my experience, that you would get caught doing that. Okay, in here again, you are impervious to being spotted. So you basically just run all the way down the hall here, come down, walk down here and open the gate. There's evidence to the left, you can pick that up, there's no harm in doing that, and walk over here. Now just play a bit of a waiting game, set it to so that you can press the button while looking away, wait for him to turn, and wait for another guard to walk down the stairs and have a chat with the other guy. Once he does that, then you can start the pick and be done with this part. Another short segment. And on to maybe one of the harder parts of the mission, at least. It's not too bad if you know what you're looking for, and hopefully this guide would show you that. Wait for the sheriff to walk off. And basically just wait for this fight. There's 3 guards in there to the right. One guard's going to walk out and stand in the middle of the hallway, pretty stupidly for no reason in particular. Just give it a second after he walks out, because one of the guards will be looking in the direction of the hall, and you will be spotted in this chapter as the judge. Okay, so just waiting and waiting. Alright, so he walks out, just give it a second, basically until he stands still. When he does, you can just casually stroll across. You can subdue him again and take his disguise. This will help immensely with just not being seen easier. I mean, it's definitely easier to avoid being spotted when you're in a costume and the same as them, if you have no other alternatives. Okay, so just dump him in there. Be careful, you may or may not get spotted by the guy in the jail cell. For some reason he spotted me once, but other than that I didn't really have any issues. Pick up the wrench there, although you don't really need it. If you walk out there, make sure you stick to the right as much as you can, because there's a guy straight ahead. Sit on this cover. There's a guy that you probably can't see here. Oh yeah, there we go, I spotted him for you through that window. You can see him walking off there. When he does walk off, get the wrench or a screwdriver if you didn't already have the wrench and throw it in the corner there. Wait for him to turn and go, and then look to my right in that window of the door, and you can see the other guard. Make sure he turns around before you press the button. When you press the button, casually just walk straight through to the exit. Okay, here I'm going to go get the evidence again, of course, and it's not too bad. This guy turns randomly. You'll turn to his left, you can pick up the evidence and then go back out. If you don't want to, you can just walk straight ahead and avoid being spotted there. Just walk up the ladder just to the right of where that guy's stationary, and hope you should have a good amount of instinct stored for this last little bit here. So jump on the ladder. You won't get spotted until you get all the way down to the bottom, so just instantly use your instinct there and walk up the stairs a touch. Once you've done that, go in the left door here and through the trench or something. Apparently someone's trying to escape prison, I think. Anyway, that pretty much concludes this mission, one of the easier ones in the ladder 10 that I've encountered. Next we'll move on to Sledgehammer. On the topic of all the ladder 10 missions, I am pretty much completed until the last mission, so I think all I need to do now is get past the cemetery entrance and I will be golden. That seems to be the only hard bit in that. So obviously, beginning on Operation Sledgehammer, exit the chair by pressing B, of course, and instantly just go and activate the fire alarm. You can avoid hurting this guard, although actually no, you could basically just walk off from him. I take him out, but it's really up to you. It helps probably to have the disguise once again, and this is the only, well, the one of two guards that you would take out.
God damn it!
Anyway, just sit back in your chair and hide,
and
wait for him to go over to the fire alarm. Once you do subdue him, you'll have no issues from any other enemies, because the only other one is up the hallway in the office. So just take his disguise, pick him up and drag him to the conveniently placed box. And once you dump him in there, basically just walk all the way up the stairs here and into the office. The prison guard on the left won't see you, so don't be too worried about that.
Yeah, we'll do.
And
thought I was just a sergeant.
this guy on the thing, you don't really need to grab the power cord, as we're not intending to garrot anyone with that. Just wait a second, don't be too hasty and walk past that guy. He can spot you, so just make sure he turns a little bit like straight in front, and jump in the vent. Just obviously straight out there and walk here. Be careful not to jump out straight away. There will be a guard sitting there, and he's on a set time. He'll always be sitting there. You can't avoid that. Basically, once you see him twitch to like there, you can press B and you'll be jump out in time, but it's not really a big deal. You can just walk up and drop him You could avoid, once again, hurting this fellow, but it doesn't affect your score if you hide him, so no harm in doing that, just to save you a little bit of trouble. Just put him in the locker, and now we just, I think in the timing scheme of things, you could walk out straight away and probably pick up the silver ballers to your left without being spotted, but as you can see there on the right hand side of the filing case through that window, you can see the guard's arm. Basically just wait for him to get past this part unnoticed. He has to be standing exactly where he was. I wasn't sure how soon he was going to turn around, so I didn't want to risk it. But for here, just as you can see, they're not a worry at all. They just stand there having a chat, and I don't think it even enables until you walk out. As you can see, his arm goes there, and when you know he's there, you can just go pick up both your silver ballers and casually exit through the little gate and open the door to exit out the front. Moving on to the next part. This one's fairly easy. We'll get the evidence here. This wasn't very hard to do at all, and it almost seems like it fits perfectly with the way I did it. I got a little bit lucky towards the end, but we'll discuss that when we come to it. So just hug the right part of that wall after that first guy in front of you turns around and pick up the knife. Throw the knife to the left hand side of that bin, and once he comes down here, you'll have no problem just walking up and subduing him without being spotted. So sometimes he turns around weirdly and might get you spotted, but I'm sure that's happened to you quite a bit, so just follow it to the best of your ability. Okay, so take his disguise and put him in the dumpster. When we do that, we can pretty much straight away, or you should straight away be able to walk past this guy, because he should be walking back to his other post. Pick up the evidence right next to the ambulance, I think it is, and or SUV, whatever it is, and just go straight back over to the left and climb up the ladder to get on the roof, and just casually stroll around and be blinded by the sun. Dropping down, just drop straight down both ledges and just stay behind this cover initially.
Blockades are in place here and
you
here.
should have a brick handy from before. If you don't, just pick up the bottle right there. It should just be right below you. There should be an icon up now, I would think. Anyway, wait for the guy there just to take his initial path and walk around behind the two military cases and behind the SUV there. Once that guy turns around, just move. Oh, not move, sorry, there's other ways you can do it, but try to wait a second as long as you can. Just, I guess, try and mirror what I do. Move across and then just sit right here behind, next to that little bin, and throw it right in the center of the door if you can. This is just the luck based part. I wasn't quite sure. I got spotted a couple of times doing that, so you might just have to get lucky, but if you do that right, then you should do it exactly like that. Sit on the bin and wait for the four guys to walk off down the street, and when they do, you will be home free. Okay, so pretty much through this door and onto the third area, burn, and this one might appear to be tricky. It took a couple of times to get right. Most of the time I was just trying to get the evidence, which is conveniently placed right next to two guards who were stationary, so I couldn't end up getting that. And so yeah, just follow the path as you do and walk out the door. Just follow it to the left and go around wide on these guys. You should be able to walk. Make sure you're always walking, not because you won't get spotted, but because if you walk everywhere and do it exactly the same as me, it helps with the timing of some of the enemies later on in the part. So just walk straight across there and align yourself so that you can simply press A, so you can see the climb function right there, and watch for a guard to come out there, right there. As he comes out, you basically just want to wait until he turns to his right or our left, When he turns, you can pretty much jump up, or when you just see the twitch, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be too precise. But just jump up the ladder and walk straight across and drop down. Once you drop down, just walk all the way straight ahead and just sit here on the logs. Pick up the screwdriver, you don't really need to, it doesn't really matter. But basically just sit here where I'm sitting and you should be fine. The guy right ahead of us will turn and walk straight off. When he does that, just walk and just take a second to watch for that guy that just walked around the corner then. When he does walk around, you can just casually climb up and then climb down again. Now once you drop down here, we're almost home free. You'll just be waiting for the guy. There's a guy right down the line basically. He'll pop out in a second. Here he comes. Okay, so he'll walk down, he'll take cover on the box right in front of us with the pallets, and he'll just pop around that corner and walk off. Now this is where I wasted a lot of instinct, and you don't really need to, but basically get to this box here and then use your instinct, and you can stop using it here pretty much at the door. Just make sure you hug the right wall. I thought I was going to get spotted and I actually went too far, but if you just hug the right wall and not use your instinct, you can just exit out the door there. The instinct might come in handy in the last mission. I'm not really too sure. I didn't do it without it, so it is possible to do. But as you'll see in the last bit, it was a bit of a challenge to get them to line up, and I'm not sure it will work out that well for you in your case. So basically just save as much instinct as you can. You could almost just do it just to the door there and then just stop and walk all the way out. Anyway,
this is Rabbit, checkpoint, setting up shop at 45.
Just run, you'll be fine to run, you won't be spotted whatsoever. Just run all the way down outside the bar, across this stage and down, and basically stop running at about the corner here. I didn't because I'm risky, but if you stop running at the corner, it makes everything easy. Just wait for that guard right there in that group that's looking down the alley just to stop, and when he does, make sure that guard's turned to his right, the one right in front of us. Eventually he will, don't worry about the guys on the right, but eventually he will turn around and go back the other way. As he does, jump over the counter and get in the cover here and do a cross cover. Don't run across it, you'll probably get caught. As you do that, basically just move up here to start this dialogue here, and sit where I am roughly. You might almost get spotted. If that's the case, just move across like you just saw I did. Sitting here, it seems that you don't get spotted whatsoever.
I don't care how
But
good this guy is.
either way, you could just wait on the left-hand end of this table, if that was the case. So basically just stand there and wait for them to talk and have a little conversation. They'll walk off. And basically the reason we're sitting here is because you want that guy that we passed it before to turn around and go back the other way. Once he does, you can easily move to the end of this table and just stay here. As you can see, I'm just waiting for the guards to move. There's one there where the red reticle is going, and there's also one, as you can see, they just cross paths. Now basically this guy is going to come back and sit still, so this would be probably the marker of when to move. Don't worry about looking back there, I don't think I got spotted, but anyway, wait for this guard to walk past, and as he does, walk past there and sit behind these barrels and just throw a knife all the way over the back there and get that guy to turn around that's going to be coming back. When he does, this is a breakable door, so you pretty much go straight through it. As you do, we move on to the last part, which is really just a cutscene of sorts with just one little point shooting exercise to be completed, but this is pretty much the end of the chapter, so yeah, almost there. Just with 3 missions to go, they should all be done and uploaded as soon as possible. Okay, so thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and yeah, I hope this helps. See you later.